It's been 100 years since Prohibition tried its best to kill the cocktail scene here in America. So today what we're gonna do is go decade by decade, try a cocktail from each and see how they rank. Starting with the 1920s, we're going with the French 75. Cheers.
Cheers.
Oh, it smells good. It's a bright, refreshing cocktail. Even just the nose of it and the lemon just kind of there. It's really good.
Yeah.
Well done.
It's interesting, just as you'll see throughout this entire video, a lot of these cocktails are varying in preparation and historical accuracy, because that's what happens when you drink.
You vary things. You're like, you know what, why don't we try this? All right, so what do you give it? What do you give this out of 10?
I enjoy the gin heavy presence that I don't normally get with my standard French 75 recipe. I do like the kind of crispy nature of it, so I'm probably leaning 8.5 out of 10.
I was thinking, I didn't want to go overboard and go way too high, too quick. I really, really like this. I'm gonna go with the 8.6 out of 10. I gotta get a little bit better than you. Okay, here we are. We're in the 1930s and we've got the Blinker. Sorry. Okay.
Real heavy rye,
Yep.
very sweet.
Yep.
Definitely tastes like grapefruit. Pop quiz, do you know what grenadine is made out of?
I have no idea, actually.
Pomegranate.
Oh, there you go.
So there, yeah, pomegranate,
That makes sense. That makes
grapefruit,
sense.
rye. It does work, oddly enough. I think it works really well with our rye, the Riegers rye, just good bright red fruit notes. But yeah, definitely like just craving more citrus, more balance. 1 out of 10, I'd say that this sits probably around 3.5.
I'm gonna say 4.
I think the thing that I love about drinks like this and seeing what it was doing at its time and place, to be able to reference a cocktail like this and be able to build off of it, I think, you know, all the flavors are there. Baking spice, cinnamon, those types of flavors with grapefruit go really far. So although this cocktail is not even close to my favorite, it definitely is kind of a good springboard for other greatness.
Next up, we have the 1940s and the Suffering Bastard cocktail.
Cheers.
Cheers. I like that a lot. I like that drink.
Not overly citrusy. There is quite a bit in there. There's not much sugar kind of balancing that out. You know, the ginger beer's there, the sweetness of the cognac, a very delicate, refined spirit. I'm not really tasting more gin or more cognac than the other.
They're kind of just bouncing together.
Yeah, and 1 out of 10, I rank this at like 7.5, somewhere around there.
I'm going an 8 on this guy, but I like this one quite a bit. Here we are in the 1950s, and we've got the Singapore Sling.
Cheers.
Cheers. Okay. That's super sweet.
It is super sweet. It's super sweet, but if you compare it to the Blinker that we had,
Yeah.
because there's more depth of flavor, it's not as noticeable how potentially unappetizingly sweet it could be. Yeah,
I've never been to Singapore, but
Me neither.
maybe I want to.
This is as close as we may ever get.
It might be. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and give this a 6.5.
Ooh, I'm gonna give it a 7.5. For me, I lean into tropical stuff a lot more,
Gotcha.
so I can see past the sweetness.
Yep.
So it doesn't take away from too much of my judgy judgment.
I just judged it right away. All right, now we've got the 1960s and the Madori Sour. Cheers, sir.
Not as bad as I expected. You know, you look at it, it's
Yeah.
like, yeah, that's pretty intense. Do you know what Midori translates to from Japanese?
I'm just gonna guess melon.
Green.
Green. Oh, yep. That's accurate. I can give it a 3 out of 10. It's not the worst thing I've ever tasted. I will never accidentally order this. Yeah.
I'll agree with you on 3.
Yeah.
And that's a gentleman's 3.
That's the nicest we can be here. Okay, here we are in the 1970s, and we've got the Amaretto Sour. Cheers, bud.
Clink.
Oh, it's so sweet.
Yeah, the amaretto we used is 28% ABV.
Okay.
So not as high alcohol, but I did I did sneak a little bonded rye whiskey in this one. So it does have a little bit more balance, but man, yeah,
It's
like
sweet.
and almost makes my stomach hurt, I think.
Like, I feel like I could drink the whole drink in this one, whereas like with Midori Sour, no chance.
Well, and you can tell we're in the few decades of the dark ages of cocktails.
Where it's just sweet, 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 sweet.
But
Yeah.
I'll give it a 4 instead of a 3.
That's exactly what I was thinking. I'm giving this a 4. It's way too sweet. It's way too sweet.
Yeah.
Next up, we have the 1980s, and we're gonna go with the Cosmopolitan. This is pretty.
Ding ding.
Yep.
Just a couple Sex in the City
It's like,
enthusiasts.
can I be Carrie?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That's nice and tart and refreshing.
Very,
I've actually never had one before. I like this.
very, very booze heavy. I mean,
Yeah.
it's vodka up front. There's so many different versions of this cocktail out there. This is allegedly the recipe from Toby Kenichi, who made it very popular in 1989. But yeah, needs just like a little bit of sugar, just a little bit.
So I can see that. Like, maybe a little sugar would be nice. I also just really like it. It's super. It's dry. It's tart. It's pretty. It looks like it's really frou, and it's not. It's actually not. It's citrus. It's vodka. I mean, that's what I'm tasting. This is a really nice drink. I'll be damned. I did not expect this. I didn't know what I was going to get into with this, but
Sounds like a 9.5.
yeah.
Scale of 1 to 10, it probably hits a 5.5, 6 for me. It is exactly what it says it is, which is really important to me.
I'm gonna give it a 7.5. I do actually really like this drink, exactly how it is right now. I would order this, I would drink this, and I would order it again. Coming in next, in the 1990s, we have the French Martini. It's kind of boring. It's like pineapple. It's like alcoholic pineapple juice right now. Is what I'm getting.
Yeah, it smells like raspberry. I get raspberry on the nose and some tropicalness, but like, yeah, after that, it's just sweet, pineapple, raspberry, boozy.
Yeah, I almost want to see it like someone, like if you weren't just going this recipe and you just got to make a drink that was kind of inspired by this, and actually make it good. Because this is not. Out of 10, I'm gonna go ahead and give this a 3.
Same.
Yeah, it just could be so much better with those ingredients. You
Yeah.
could do it. Some brightness. It's not. Yeah.
It's drinkable, but it's not good.
Yes. Yeah. So coming up in the 2000s, we've got the penicillin. Cheers. I like that a lot.
The most balanced cocktail I think we've tried so
Yeah,
far.
that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, this is coming by way of, I would say, one of the more famous bartenders of the modern era, Sam Ross, formerly of Milk and Honey, now of Attaboy. Yeah, a blended Scotch whiskey sour, but instead of regular simple, it's a honey ginger syrup, and then a float of Isla Scotch on top. Like, it just kind of has all good stuff.
Yeah, it's like a cool contrast. Like, I mean, you have the big bold Scotch right in the nose and starting, but then like it's just so well balanced. This is never had one.
We're out of the dark ages.
This is
officially.
This is great. I'm gonna go with a 9. I really like this. This is gonna be kind of staple in my ordering as long as I know someone's gonna make it right. And this is so well put together. This is awesome.
Yep, I'd put it in the same era. I don't even really know what would make it a 10.
Yeah,
Probably it would be a 10 if Sam Ross made it for me at his bar.
Yeah, this is so yeah.
Get followed
So
up with
are you giving it a 9?
I'll give it a 9. Yeah.
Cool. All right. For our last cocktail in the 2010s, we have the Appol Spritz.
Cheers. Salute.
Ooh. So that's like nice, bright citrus, little bitter. It's super refreshing. This is
It's interesting because this is a cocktail that in some way, shape, or form or format has existed for a while. Aperol and another bitter aperitivo called Select both came out within a year of each other, and there was like the Venetian Spritz. But in the era that this cocktail became popular, It's just fascinating coming out of what we would call, the dark ages, some of those really, really sweet cocktails. This is like bright, refreshing, slightly bitter, but still very balanced. It's accessible. And truthfully, 1 out of 10, I give this cocktail a 10, strictly on the fact that you really can't mess up the drink itself. Not only is the recipe on the back of the bottle, but you can misproportion it and it still will be great.
Yeah, it's good, like the good combination of things. I'm gonna go with an 8. I really, really like it, but I think there are some others that I think I would personally put above, but it's a very well balanced and just super refreshing and approachable, and kind of, it's a really cool cocktail.
Yeah.
Okay, so you just watched us taste 100 years of cocktails, but if you want to taste the oldest cocktail, you can click right here for a video that Andrew made about that.